866-0953. You can watch both sides of the story live on the Dervan Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Both Sides 106. Email bothsides106 at live.com. Send your WhatsApp voice notes, audio messages, and text messages to 876-365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story. 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 Knowledge is power. Classes in session hour 106. It is Thursday, the 24th of October, 2024, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us here on both sides of the story, Horror 106 FM. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. As we said, it's Thursday, the 24th of October, 2024. What we didn't say is that today is UN Day, as in United Nations Day, which marks the anniversary of the entry into force in 1945 of the UN Charter, with the ratification of this founding document by the majority of its signatories, including the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. The United Nations officially came into being. There is no other global organization with the legitimacy, convening power, and normative impact of the United Nations. No other global organization gives hope to so many people for a better world and can deliver the future we want. Today, the urgency for all countries to come together to fulfill the promise of the nations united has rarely been greater. And we're going to talk some more as the program progresses. We just thought we'd set the pace and the tone for the program this afternoon in light of the symbolism, especially at a time when we seek to nurture and engender a greater level of global unity. And so we have that hymn to the United Nations, which we will play a little later on. And we'll see how that flows as the program progresses. We thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And a little later on, we'll be taking more of your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. And the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. And as we continue, we're also looking forward to a message from the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres. And we look forward to that. There's also Mr. Dennis Zulu, the UN Resident Coordinator in Jamaica. So we have a lot of ground to cover, but we need to take a break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:15. November is Food Month, and Gleaners sizzling advertising specials are ready to give your brand the edge it deserves. Our strategic placements and massive reach will help you seize the market, get ahead of the race, and elevate your business. Claim your brand's rightful position and lock in your sweet spot. Call your Gleaner representative or 876-932-6020 or email advertising@gleanerjm.com. Get seen, get results, advertise with the theme of this Food Month, and dominate.
Sammy's Shoe Store BOGO sale is now on. Get affordable footwear and accessories in the newest styles for the entire family. Visit Sammy's Premier Plaza, King Street, Boulevard Shopping Center, Southern Village, Fort Moore, and 10 Cumberland Road, Spanish Town. Sammy's BOGO sale ends November 2. Sammy's, the shoes people.
Coffee's a line outside. Now united in defeat. All we always need to hear both sides of the story. And the lights are all on. We're watching now. People looking for truth. We must not fail now. Be sure before we close our eyes. Walk away from here till you see those eyes. Oh, no, no, no. White man turns the corner, finds himself within a different world. Ghetto kid grabs his shoulder, throws him up against the wall. He says, would you respect me if I didn't have this guy? 'Cause without it, I don't get it, and that's why I carry on. We always need to hear both sides of the story, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Yes, both sides of the story. 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 Find yourself in the gutter, in our lonely part of town. With it with the darkness, the weapon, hurt some straight you down. Sleeping with an empty bottle, sad and too hard to bear. It leads to a job, with respect, get our body. We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Neighborhood pieces shattered. It's out there on the line. Young faces hide in the shadows. Only watch the water fall apart. He says she didn't thank you. She says her loved one is gone. The brother strikes the sister says this life is just as for now on. I always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
It's UN Day, and we're continuing the build up to the conversations, discussions. There are some 10 facts you might want to pay attention to in this area. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is the first document to detail the fundamental human rights that must be protected. The Declaration was proclaimed by the General Assembly in 1948. Security, human rights is a key pillar of the UN's work. The annual UN peacekeeping budget is less than 1% of global military spending. As it is now, it's 0.5%. The UN currently has more than 100,000 peacekeepers helping keep peace in 13 operations on 3 continents. Fact number 3, the UN's World Food Programme, WFP, provides food and assistance to some 111.5 million people in 84 countries. Additionally, WFP is planning for the future by developing programs to ensure a more stable food environment. The UN and its agencies assisted in 1.9 million safe deliveries from 2018 to 2020. The UN Population Fund, UNFPA, works to make motherhood safer, among other responsibilities. The UN and its agencies supply vaccines all over the world. For example, as of September 2021, the UN's partnership with Gavi had led to 5.5 billion doses of the COVID-19 vaccine being administered worldwide. The UN supported over 50 member states with their elections in 2020. The UN also uses diplomacy to prevent conflict. The UN assists people displaced by violence, conflict, and persecution. The Paris Agreement on Climate Change was signed by the largest number of countries ever in a single day. The UN brought countries together in 2015 to launch a plan to end poverty, reduce inequalities, and protect the planet by 2030. And number 10, a majority of Americans believe in the importance of the UN. According to a bipartisan poll released by the Better World campaign, 69% of US voters believe the UN is needed today. So those are 10 of the functions of the United Nations. And let's see. So we'll continue to share more with respect to the celebration of this day, UN Day. And celebrated every year, offering the opportunity to amplify the common agenda and reaffirm the purposes and principles of the UN Charter that have guided this world for the past 79 years. And so today is being observed as UN Day, and it's observed under the theme, "The world needs the UN the UN needs us. And we're going to start off in a couple of minutes with a rendition of the hymn to the United Nations. And, well, we should share a little more information that the hymn to the United Nations is an anthem composed to mark the 26th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. As we come upon another break here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. So we will, in a matter of seconds, take that break, and then we come back with more on this UN Day 2024.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Tune in to Power 106 FM with the diaspora man himself, Dervan for the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, connecting with Jamaicans no matter where in the world you are. Engage in dynamic conversations, celebrating and sharing in our rich culture, heritage, and hear the stories of Jamaicans making a positive impact wherever they reside. Let's unite and strengthen the bond of our homeland. Join us every Saturday from 6 to 9 a.m. for the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online with Dervan right here on Power 106 FM, the Power 106 FM app, One Spot Media, and go-jamaica.com. Don't miss out.
You're gonna introduce to him?
Yeah. Right. So the hymn to the United Nations, and so it is titled, Hymn to the United Nations, is an anthem composed to mark the 26th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. And we're going to use the opportunity on this UN Day to listen to the hymn to the United Nations.
When we finish the time, back down to and introduce the message.
Okay.
So we may sing. Our several voices interblending, playfully contending, not interfering, but co-inhering. For all within the tincture of the sound is holy ground, where all are brothers, none face with others. Let mortals beware of words, for with words we lie, and say peace when we mean war, how thoughts we bear, and promise falsehood. But song is true. Let music for peace is a paradigm. For peace means the change of the right time of the world's clock goes tick and tock. So may the story to our human city presently move like music when forgotten notes, new notes forget, making the flowing of time a growing, that is what it could be, at last it is. Where even sadness is a form of gladness, where faith is freedom, grace and supply.
So, as we said in sharing the hymn to the United Nations, it's an anthem composed to mark the 26th anniversary of the founding on Power 106 FM.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes. And so, Mr. Zulu, how significant is this year's observance of UN Day? Any more than other days that we have marked and observed?
Thank you very much for taking time to speak to me on what we, those of us working in the United Nations, consider to be a very auspicious day. A day in which 79 years ago the United Nations was formed, a day in which member states came together to agree on global collaborations and cooperation. Every year we mark this day just to make us remember of the values that we hold as member states of the United Nations, but also gives us an opportunity to reflect on where we have been and where we're going. This particular year, as you know, we've had a number of significant events happening across the world. I think we're all aware of what's happening currently in the Middle East. But you want to know as well that only a few weeks ago, the United Nations passed what is known as the Pact for the Future. And this is really a new commitment, a recommitment by member states of the United Nations to the ideals of the UN. Really giving the member states an opportunity to refocus and again look back at what we brought us together as member states of the United Nations. And this is really in keeping with the Charter for Global Collaboration. So the UN member states came together a few weeks ago in New York to come to the General Assembly to commit to this new pact, which cuts across a number of significant areas of global collaboration. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And from then to now, can you give us a sense of how do you think the organization has evolved and is evolving?
Yes, well, the organization obviously has evolved from 79 years ago to what it is now, and obviously evolving in response to the different events and opportunities and challenges that the world faces. As you know, one of the tenets of global collaboration was to ensure the maintenance of peace and security, and also one other very important tenet was that of maintaining or facilitating global development. And you know that we're now in 2024, and 2024 really is only 6 years away from 2030. And 2030 is when we're supposed to come together as a global community to review the progress that has been made or not made with regards to the Sustainable Development Goals. At the moment, it's not looking positive. Obviously, there's been some challenges along the way, which have sort of negated the progress that was made. And one of the important ones is the COVID crisis, which really took back a lot of member states, including Jamaica, from the progress that they've been making towards achieving the 17 goals. We also have at the moment a big concern, which is that of climate change and the impact of climate change on the world that we live in. Member states have been discussing, and soon there'll be a COP discussion on what measures can put in place to reduce or mitigate the impact of climate change in the world. And you know, those of us who live in the Caribbean, in Jamaica in particular, have experienced an increasing frequency of the development of hurricanes in the region. That itself being an indicator of things not being the same as they were. In really, the organization has had to evolve in response to all the developments that the world is going through. And will continue to evolve as such, just to ensure that it responds to the aspirations and expectations of its 179 member states.
Is the UN up to the task?
Well, the UN is an aggregate of all the member states. There's always been some discussions, and this is one of them, in terms of obviously admitting that we have the UN that we have now is one which was designed 79 years ago, but not necessarily the right on trying, one of them being very, very, very prominent, being the restructuring of the Security Council and discussions around representation and the granting of what is called, which don't have at the moment any power to veto any resolution of the Security Council. So the UN is evolving. I think now more than ever, it is there, and the member states are taking action to that effect. And the fact of the future, which I referred to earlier on, is really providing guidance in the blueprint as to how the UN will evolve to match the future needs, the current and future needs. That's it.
Thank you. And going forward, what is your outlook? What's the organization's outlook? Is there a declared position from here on in?
Well, the capital feature was passed unanimously, so the outlook is that I think member states have recognized the need to reform our institution. And the challenge now will be how we put into action the different deliverables that have been put forth by the fact. And as I think just one of them being how do we have a much more inclusive representation of different organs of the institution, but also how multilateralism in the US promotes strengthening. And you might have noticed that discussions about multilateralism in the past few years have been quite high on the agenda of many countries, with multilateralism being threatened, as we know. But the fact still remains that I think as member states of this global village, we all, member states, still remain very committed to the UN as was espoused by its original charter. I think what needs to happen now is seeing how the UN can now, member states can come together to ensure that the institution that was created many years ago continues to be relevant and be able to meet the expectations of each one of its member states going forward. So indeed, the future still looks bright, although we have future hurdles, but I'm sure these are hurdles that member states can overcome going forward. Thank you.
Well, we thank you very much for spending some time with us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, and helping us to get a better understanding of decisions and situations and related matters from the United Nations. We wish you and the team a very special UN Day 2024.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be on this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of the day.
Same to you. Take care. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:47 on Power 106.
both sides of the story. We hear both sides of the story. And the lights are all on. The world is watching now. People looking for truth. We must not fail now. Be sure before we close our eyes. Walk away from reading. TV signs. No, here we are again. What seems to be the center of the storm. Neighbors once friendly, now standing aside of the line that has been drawn. They've been fighting here for years, but now it's killing on the streets. While some companies are lined up sadly, now united in defeat. All we always need to hear both sides of the story. When the lights are all on, the world is watching now. People looking for truth, we must not fail now. Be sure before we close our eyes. Walk away from reading till you see both sides. Oh, no, 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 no. White man turns the corner, finds himself within a different world. They'll keep breath to shoulder, throws his rump against the wall. He says, would you respect me if I didn't have this guy? Still, I don't get it, and that's why I carry one. We always need to hear both sides of the story, both sides of the story. Oh, both sides of the story. Yes, both sides.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. Let's reach out to our listeners now. Michael in Belle Plaine, Clarendon says, good afternoon, teacher, to you and your listeners. Today, my birthday. I'm here, home, watching you live on Facebook. Keep safe, teacher, says Michael in Belle Plaine, Clarendon. Thank you for keeping in touch, Michael in Belle Plaine, Clarendon. Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Thursday to you and your listeners. In my opinion, he writes, Michael Manley and Edward Seaga should be considered in the naming of national heroes of Jamaica. These men have put their lives on the line for the Jamaican people. I think they should be considered. And this is from Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary. Another message, this one from Franklin MacDonald. He says the 2024 Conference of Parties to the Global Biodiversity Convention is now underway in Cali, Colombia, in our Caribbean region. That's important information. Does the United Nations resident coordinator have any comments on the possible outcomes of that conference of parties. I'm afraid we ended that conversation, and therefore you might not be able to get that answer right now, but we'll still see what we can do. We always seem to be concentrating on climate change, and we need to be able to handle multiple problems, including the challenges of biodiversity reduction. Thank you, Mr. MacDonald, for your thought. This one says, "Good day, Mr. Malcolm. Please note that in the USA, October is Dwarfism Awareness Month. However, October 25 is Dwarfism Awareness Day, and the color for dwarfism awareness is green." So I'm being told by the person who sent this message, Judith. Thank you for sharing that information with us here on both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. Another message, this time from RJ, saying, "Good afternoon, Sir Dervan. Please ask, why don't the UN assist Cuba?" But you're asking me all these questions after the guest has left the phone. Sorry about that. And RJ writes as well, "Tuning in for an exciting show today." Well, we'll do the best we can, RJ. Thank you very much. As we continue now with more on your program, both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 876-922-4112 Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Let's keep those messages coming in and those calls. 876-922-4112 So the information shared a short while ago about dwarfism and related matters was dispatched by Judith. Thank you very much, Judith, for sharing. And we continue with more here on both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 and the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. But the program continues. It's both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM, and we continue to take your calls on 876-922-4112 and the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Here's Wilfred, one who is very keenly interested in the politics, not just of Jamaica and America, but all over the world. Let's say good afternoon and welcome to Mr. Gray. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, man, respect, sir. And,
I think Miss Harris did well at the town hall, even though, my side critique her, but you see, I'm going to read something, about abortion in the church. Her fanatical commitment to the abortion access and disregard for the First Amendment isn't a bug. It's a feature of her platform. I fail to see how any Christian can support such a barbaric and unconstitutional candidate in good faith, said Wolf. Those are the persons, because the other day she told a Christian lady that she don't want her at her rally, And the politics,
Really?
that's what I'm trying to tell the guys who are supporting her. She actually do a disservice to herself by not doing press conferences of nearly 90 days now, because she wasn't so bad at the town hall. You get what I'm saying?
She has done quite a bit of it.
That was the first, almost like the first one. But she should have done more like, presidents do press conferences. That's what I'm telling you. Even though I'm not supporting her, I think she did a disservice to herself. And in polls and things like that, Hillary was leading by 16, 10, 12%, even Biden. She's neck and neck. It's never good for the incumbent. How Trump beat people who lead by 10 points. And they always undersample Trump party. Court case when they took away a man.
We need to take a break. One moment, please. One moment.
Small builders contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is.
Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106 FM. Understand, it's in your power to have a positive relationship with money. A change in our financial situation starts with a change in how we think about money. Clearing out any negative feelings like insecurity or fear about money can help remove the blockages that may prevent improving your financial well-being. Your relationship with money is not fixed. It's one that can evolve over your lifetime. Three important things about the psychology behind your relationship with money. Money is about emotions, not just finance. Anxiety or avoidance of money issues may create a vicious cycle, and your upbringing may affect how you manage your money. With awareness, insight, and knowledge, you can start working to make empowered decisions about your money.
White man turns the corner, finds himself living in a different world. Ghetto kid grabs his shoulder, close the mouth.
You sounded a little confused a while ago, though, because you were mentioning you're mentioning Kamala Harris and Wilfred, the caller, in the same. How come? Hello?
No, Dervan, you still with me?
Yes. But a while ago, it sounded as if
I'm
you're.
I'm a Trump person because you see, I'm telling the committee, and we used to be Democrat when I just came to America. But I've been liking Republican from Ronald Reagan days and the Dr. Martin Luther King Day announcement, etc. And what he did is the only person, even though you see Democrats speak on the two-sided mode, Reagan, a Republican, is doing the person granted.
So that's what I was checking if you weren't doing the same thing by speaking out of two sides of the mouth.
Yeah, but they have never done it. They deport just like the other party. Ronald Reagan, the only one who had done it in our lifetime in USA politics, granted amnesty during the 92nd term in 1980s. And he came to Jamaica. That's one thing that impressed me. But Dervan, the things that they're supporting, abortion, like wholesale, it's not like you speak about, all right, people should be responsible and use contraceptives and so forth. It's human body, Female of every species, organisms are the ones that carry life for both the male and the female of any animal species. So it's not just a woman's responsibility.
It's a human responsibility, and people should be responsible. It's not like it should be a first choice
and
method
and
of
you
contraception.
and you
Given the
you
Bible, and we are a Christian-oriented society, and that's where we things like supporting the LGBTQ and the Democrat argument in America is that it is equal to black born rights. Just like a civil rights, not a born black or white, born free. We not born free, we just equal to LGBTQ rights, which as Jamaican, we oppose those things. We oppose those things. Can't explain against female. I mean, if a man cannot do well against male, he just become a chance and go be to men. We oppose those type of things. We oppose people who oppose God too. Go on their own way, the scientific. It's almost like the scientific communist way, and it's not God, it's just nature. We oppose those type of things because we know there's a God. I used to Dervan in Jamaica. I was trying to, I didn't want to just be with US politics, a court case, which a guy came home with $1 million to Jamaica, and they took away the court. Don't give back the guy. And when I asked him where and get the money from, and it's against spiritual law anywhere for anybody to self-incriminate. But my common sense, them is a street hustle, the man in the rob thief or not, them no want it, Common sense, and they would talk about crimes. And the same thing, the ministers and prime minister look on board money, $12 million, and they're telling the guy to be patient. A guy like, you think nobody who touches money, the legend, the way he make us feel, whereas as Jamaica, we can brag and boast every day, the fastest money in the world, legend. They tell him to be patient while they're making money. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's those things, mad people in the Dervan. There's some money than that mad people. A man who work for it, rated. He can still make money, still have his medal, but it's wrong. While them move 75 million from account to account, and if you talk about it, you have a whole set of people who support them, whether them thief or not thief or accused or alleged of doing corrupted thing. You have people because they're the government who say they fight in crime, who will support them and so forth, and say you disrespecting them, but they will do that to a boat, they will do that to another guy not wanting to bring home his money, cash, but they want to act like the persons are criminal. Even the killing up on East. I'm listening what the Prime Minister said about seeing your home and things. It was any sympathy. The guy just came from America too, and I read what they said, the guy doing good. But toward the Prime Minister said like criminal and so forth and down and so forth. It's almost like you could think, me thinking like it's almost like it's the state do it when you read about the other guy that they took out of the bed and thing, I'm thinking that it's not pure like it's any gangster thing. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And if JLP was out of office, remember Cheng, Mr. Adams and Brayton, but JLP in office now, you're not supposed to talk about these things. And the people, they're not supposed to say nothing, they're supposed to just accept it, and it cannot be right. And whereas we cuss Trump and call him Hitler and everything, and Trump never go arrest nobody who got involved in Floyd riot, which was worse than January 6th, and Trump was the president. Gave a fantastic speech in there, I listened to it. But few unruly people, miscreants, went into the house, which is the people's house, and they take it as sacred. But, Trump never go hunting people. I know they're still hunting people who went to the march. People who went to the march. All right, yeah. Yeah. People, take a stand to we must reason out stuff and how we treat each other. I'm in the library, but I get a little loud. And comprehend it. Have a blessed day, Jamaica. Let's keep the reasoning going and the fears of people. Because we have to talk the thing that the best things rise above and lead I wherever on earth, principles will be a go to, but I could be a law for each and every one. That's why I need to oppose them, because mostly greater is the city of Newark with its facts. Because you can't lie and judge. Have a blessed day.
All right. Thank you for the call. Take care. This is Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. And let's see some of the other messages. Tuning in, and we read that already. This one from Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Bob Marley's son says, welcome to Jamrock. But based on what the meteorologist is saying to the media, they can't speak to the media unless they are told to do so. So welcome to Gagged Rock," says Horace, otherwise known as Spider. And let's go to another of the links shared with us by Mr. MacDonald. Daily report for 2022, October 2024. And it's the UN Biodiversity Conference. And this is one of the highlights that he has shared with us here on Both Sides of the Story, looking at the Earth Negotiations Bulletin and related matters. And there are a couple of working groups that are working on the Convention on Biological Diversity, negotiations and related matters. And it's very detailed. The 2024 United Nations Biodiversity. And for those who don't have the time to read or to go through in any way, it's an opportunity to get the link. United Nations Biodiversity. All right, let's go to a call coming through from Patrick, otherwise known as Jamaica Love. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm just here listening to the Jamaican dictator in Jamaica. That's the most honorable Andrew Holness.
Really?
He's a dictator right now in the country. Because Mr. Siago run the country from 1983 to 89 and never do what this man is doing right now. These people in the parliament seem like they are God Almighty themselves. How can you bring in this thing that the media people cannot understand to get better? To help the Jamaican people to go to shopping or bottom their window. This is trade. This trade is dictatorship, man.
Well, the people are supposed to be part of what is called the Fourth Estate. And invariably, you turn to the Fourth Estate to make your positions quite clear and to demonstrate a level of leadership and administer the affairs of the state if it comes down to that.
Yes. But it seems hard and wicked now, brother. And these MPs and senators, they are telling a lot of lies. I don't know what they are telling grandchildren when these things.
Well, first of all, to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. That's what makes it a lie.
They know the truth, but they just want to seem like we Jamaicans, who some of us don't understand the social media and the news and the I realize too, there's a lot of people coming to parliament. They are dead knockers. Even Even last week when the finance minister was speaking, he was frightened by our Olympian. He was saying something that out of touch, and she's not the bench. And he was so frightened. He looked back to find out what's going on. Well, when I look at it, I said these people are some bench knackers. He was so frightened because what he was saying was something that no knee, no bench, no knocking. It was something he was trying to reveal. He was so frightened. So that's the thing I saw on the TV. But the chap still listening.
Thank you.
I'll be listening to you continually.
Thank you very much.
So you have a blessed day, sir.
Same to you.
Okay.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. But let's take the break. We're going to take a break and come back in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Join us weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. for Power Play, Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to the world of sports.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Power Play. My name is Skip Williams.
Power Play with Cliff Williams, focusing on everything sports in Jamaica and around the world. Make sure to tune in to Power Play, providing invigorating sports analysis and discussion. Weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
That's between 5 and 0. Right. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Neville, otherwise known as Salah, is listening, and he says, "Good afternoon, Dervan. Did you hear of District Constable walking from a radio station and becoming senior SSP? What is really happening to the police federation? Are they impotent? Why are they allowing him to be getting away with things like this?" Salah from Kingston. Well, I'm learning about this for the first time. Not sure what this is all about. Let's see. Walking from a radio station and becoming senior SSP.
Yeah.
And what really happened to the Federation. I'm not sure what that is all about.
Turn it down.
I need to get some more information on this. But thanks for sharing. Let's see. In the meantime, and we have another one here. Cuban in Georgia says, "Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. What's happening with the weather report? The media have to get a permit from the government to read the weather. This was the same thing that happened after Beryl. The NEPA said after the earthquake, they couldn't give an update because the minister said they must be briefed before the media report on the earthquake. Well, you live and you learn. Not sure what's happening. Not sure what's happening. But if and when we find out, we will share the information with you here on both sides of the story, Poro 106. But in the meantime, we continue to take your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Let's keep it going here on the program. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. And as we said, the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Cuban in Georgia is adding to the debate. He says, we're in a dictatorship mode in Jamaica, and the people have to take things in their own hands. Is that where it's at? We're monitoring. Let's see. As we continue with more on both sides of the story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. And let's see how it goes. Looks like Stephen Barnes saying, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Valuable information as usual. Thanks. And another call coming in. Continuing with more on your program, both sides of the story. Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And we continue with the program. And let's see who is on the line. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling both sides of the story. All right, not hearing. Hold on. Just a moment. Paul Miles says, good afternoon, Dervan and all listeners. Good afternoon. And let's see. Let's see who is on this line. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Such person calling again.
Welcome.
Yes. Mr. Malcolm, I'm still on top of safety. And I really call in regards to the Rambo Health Center in Hanover. And I'm trying to get the Minister of Health, but I'm not getting through, because I'm interested in expansion of that health center. And we want to measure up the space to see, whatever extension can have it there. But I just can't get in touch with the minister. I didn't know that is so it's very hard to get in touch with minister in this country. And you're looking at Jamaica, comparing to other countries of the world as a little sedan car.
Also,
But the communication seems to be very, 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 I would use the word bizarre. In getting to these ministers.
what are you suggesting?
I don't know if it's going to get better or how soon. I would love to see it get better. I want to just take up my phone and call my minister. If I don't get him, I can leave a message for him to call me back. Or if I'm going his direction, he can just give me a lift. That is what I want to see happen. But you call for at least a week, you don't get any answer. You leave message, you don't get any reply. So I don't know. The communication, it is very bad. And no wonder why things is getting bad in some areas. Because the communication is not there. The stitching with the people on the ground is not there. And I'm not in the activist style of it. When election come, I'm not in politics. When election come, and that day I know what to do. So I'm not in any running. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that Jamaica maybe have to cut again. Yeah, man, we want to see things get better, Mr. Malcolm. That's the only place we got to go. And I have to traverse, and I am actually familiar with that health center. I would love to see at least 2 doctors attending to 1 patient at the Rambo Health Center. And as me tell you, money has no feeling whatsoever. And we have to put it into production and get some of the job done and up and running. Because when you live past 26,000 days, you want broader, So let us stitch together and do what we have to do. And I'm saying it to you before I leave. I would love all the ministers and each and every one of John Publics read Psalm 51 every morning, or even when you're going to your bed. It is very important, Mr. Malcolm. We are people, and people will have to fix the world. It makes no sense we fight each other. It makes no sense at all. And as I tell you recently, from the pain, the harm,
and the ashes from our foreparents, I think we all deserve better.
Well said.
What do you think, Mr. Malcolm?
Yes, you're spot on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you have a good day, sir. And I am just saying to the Prime Minister and his members, just stitch together. The opposition, just stitch together and do what is right and make this country better. And do what is good for your people. You know, it make no sense we bash our leaders. And if it continue like this, we are not going to get anybody put up themselves to lead or to volunteer and to help to run this country. We have to more generous with our leaders. And when they find themselves on the wrong side, they are going to pay for their own sin.
Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call. Take care.
Yes, sir. Bless you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs control areas. All crime stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency. Over a billion readers monthly. The Children's Home gives you unparalleled reach. Contact your local sales representative or call 876-936-017 and ask about the special advertising packages now available for a limited time only. Access on-time opportunities in the Children's Home.
This is both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. And thank you for the many messages. Derek Morgan says, greetings and salutations, Mr. D and wonderful listeners. Taking a break from campaigning in Philly. In spite of our flaws, I am super grateful for our island. Big up to all our hardworking farmers. Enough respect, says Derek Morgan. Hubert Fowlin says, good afternoon to both sides of the story. Mr. Dervan Malcolm, Power 106 FM, and your listening audiences. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you too, Hubert Fowlin. Thank you for your message. Andreen Bonner writes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Andreen Bonner. Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation says, good day to you too, Paul Miles. And let's keep it going here on both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. Still taking your calls on 876-922-41125 But at that time, we should be taking the calls on the subject of U.S. immigration matters. Not sure if a change has been made. If not, then we proceed. So let's check on that and come back to that in just a moment.
She's there now.
Oh,
She's there.
and so we're going to go straight to it.
Welcome to your legal
Oh,
corner on Power 106 FM, your source of information for all matters regarding U.S. immigration. Call in with your questions and concerns on 876-922-41125. You can send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Time now for your legal corner during both sides of the story, right here on Power 106 FM.
thank you so much for staying with us here on Your Legal Corner with U.S. immigration attorney Delia Walker Huntington. So, any questions that you have in relation to U.S. immigration matters, you've come to the right place at the right time, and you'll get the right information. The numbers to call 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Remember, it's any matter in relation to, in a general way, in relation to U.S. immigration. Anything to do with U.S. immigration, this is the program, this is the time. Here are the numbers once again, 876-922-4112 to 5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. As we continue with more here on Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. So first up, let's say hello, good afternoon. I'm surprised that she has time for us at this time now, considering all that's happening. I am fine, thanks, Delia Walker Huntington. Always good to be in your company, whether face to face, physical, or what do you call it? What's the other one? In the virtual space. There you go. I'm still trying to get used to that. Yes. Yes. Mhm. Good. Thank you. So then, let's get the ball a rolling in terms of how things are going. My goodness. Mhm.
this will not condone policies, although that will certainly energize some people. You know, they may be energized in terms of what the candidate is saying they're going to do, their track record, and so forth. And you may not return out, you may not go to vote. So the US has a lot of opportunities for voting. So, for example, I voted already in Florida. We had early voting began on this Monday, but you could have mailed your ballot in from over a week ago. I chose not to mail mine. I request a ballot, vote by mail, but you have the opportunity to turn it into your early vote, to any early voting location in your county, or you could take it back to the supervisor of elections. So I chose to turn it into an early voting location in my county on Monday. And millions of ballots in Broward County have been requested by mail, and track of your ballot online.
Isn't that immigration?
It's actually counted the same.
I'm asking her. It's an immigration.
There are many opportunities. So again,
all right. So I'm seeing the number now. So I'm going to call about. I'm going to call about and
supporters and early voting.
I'm going to call it back. I'm clear on that. This line is not clear.
That's really where we are right
Mm.
Both sides are trying to energize their supporters to go on both sides, and just whoever can turn out the most supporters, they're going to win the election. Sometimes they say elections are popularity contests. Yeah, it is painfully so to a certain extent, but some people, the policies and positions and past performance is important. And certainly we can see a lot of endorsements and criticisms to get before, because the election is on. It's not waiting for election to November 4th. It's not waiting for November 5th. The election has begun. Voting has begun. That's where we are. That's where we are. Maybe when we reconvene on the 7th, we may or may not know who the next president of the United States is, because some states that have to automatically recount and all kinds of things in this show. So that week is going to be a rather hectic, chaotic week in the United States, and I'm sure media from around the world and people around the world will be watching anxiously to see what the outcome of the election is.
I believe we have a call for you.
Sure.
Let's see if we can get that call. Hello. Good afternoon. Delia Walker Huntington is on the line. Which program did you call? The U.S. immigration. We figured as much. U.S. immigration. But we might need to tell him to turn off his fan. I think it's the fan that is causing that sound in the background.
So you had a visitor's visa, you went up, somebody asked you to do something and you were paid for it. Right. So unfortunately, a lot of people lose their visas that way, because if you are a visitor, you are not entitled to work, to receive compensation for anything that you do. Even if you are employed outside of the US and you're there doing remote work on a visitor's visa, it is not allowed. So sadly, people learn the hard way that sometimes you're staying with a friend or a family member, and they have their own business, and they tell you to come with them, and you help, and they give you compensation. That is against the rules of your visitor's visa, and if you lost the visa, you lost the visa.
All right, here's another one for you, Miss Delia. Hello to the lawyer. I was in the USA as a green card holder, came out to do some business in June to go back in October. My foot got broken. What should I do? Mhm.
If you've been in Jamaica for only 4 months, it's not a problem. Buy a ticket and return, or return to the US. Buy a one-way ticket and go back to your domicile in the US.
Mhm.
If it's I'm assuming the person's doing this year, because if you came in June and you were supposed to go back in October, it's October now. So return to the US. If by any chance they're saying that that was a year ago, or more than a year ago, then they are deemed to have abandoned their residence. Because as a green card holder, stay out of the United States for a year or more, the government deems that you have abandoned your residence, and you need to apply to go back as a returning resident. So we still, need a lot more information. If you are out of the country for more than a year, you have to prove that you actually lived in America, you had a domicile there, you came to Jamaica for a short period, a visit, and for whatever reason you ended up staying longer than you had planned. So you have to prove what kept you in Jamaica for so long, prove that you did not intend to abandon your residency overseas, and also that you had a residency overseas. So that can get a little tricky for people, and it's not a guarantee that the embassy will accept this returning resident application and grant you that status.
And there's a question in the. All right. All right, let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:47 on Power 106.
welcome to the new dimension in eye care, the optical zone, offering exceptionally comfortable eyewear. We fill prescriptions and do eye
Yeah,
examinations.
it's
This
here.
complete optical store is conveniently located at Shop 14, York Plaza, Halfway Tree. Telephone 929-8656. The Optical Zone, providing vision for life.
Tune in to Power 106 FM with the diaspora man himself, Dervan Malcolm, for the Jamaican diaspora live online, connecting with Jamaicans no matter where in the world you are. Engage in dynamic conversations, celebrating and sharing in our rich culture, heritage, and hear the stories of Jamaicans making a positive impact wherever they reside. Let's unite and strengthen the bond of our homeland. Join us every Saturday from 6 to 9 a.m. for the Jamaica Diaspora Live Online with Dervan Malcolm right here on Power 106 FM, the Power 106 FM app, One Spot Media, and go-jamaica.com. Don't miss out.
You're listening to Your Legal Corner, your source of information on all matters regarding U.S. immigration. You can call in with your questions and concerns on 876-922-1125. You can send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Now, back to Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM.
Yes, indeed. A couple more questions. There, we took note of one having to do with the Gleaner publication, Immigration Corner. And the question, can a lawyer expedite my filing? Ms. Delia? Hello? Hello? Oh, we're hearing you now.
The question in the demeanor had two angles. One is mom filed, mom is 65, and mom wants to retire and wants to know if a lawyer can expedite the process. So let me answer the first part of it. So yes, mom can retire. Remember that you do not have to be employed in order to sponsor somebody to come to America, to file a petition. So if you filed a petition when you were working and now you are retired or for whatever reason no longer working, you can still proceed. What you will need is a joint sponsor. So you'll need a joint sponsor, or sometimes people use their assets to make up the difference. So if you're retired, you will have some income coming in. It may not be the same amount of income as when you were working. And so you might have a shortfall in the poverty guidelines that the US government determines you're supposed to meet in order to file for someone. So you can use your assets or liquid assets, or you can use a joint sponsor. So mom does not have to stay working because her son or daughter was filed for and it's taking a much longer time, so she wants to know how quickly. So that's the first part. The second part as to whether or not a lawyer can expedite a filing, not in the way this question is being asked. The reason why the filing is taking so long is because in any particular preference category, in this one, the person says they're in the F3 category, which means that they are married and the petitioner is an American citizen. That is one of those categories that take a very long time. In this month, visas are available for people who are filed for before April 1 of 2010. So nothing a lawyer can do to let you, if you were filed for in 2012, to let you get that visa now because you want to travel now. There is nothing to expedite, because if you were filed for after April 1 of 2010, a visa number is not available for you. When you hire an attorney, you hire an attorney to navigate the process for you, to make accurate filings and to deal with issues as they come up. But a lawyer cannot let you get a visa faster than you normally would if you are in a preference category. Because you're not going to get the visa until one is available for you. So that's how I would answer that question.
Okay. Let's see. Is this year my foot is in the cast? Oh.
Okay, so that's the same person who keeps sending bits and pieces of information. If you have not been outside of the United States for a year or more, you do not have an issue. So if you said you came in June and you were supposed to go back in October, but your foot is broken, then if you can, you need to go back to the US. Having a broken foot does not stop you unless there are complications of traveling back to the United States. So, there seems to be some other issue that the listener is not stating. But just based on the facts, I don't see where there is a problem.
Okay. And the other one, question about the F3 category, same thing, is it?
Yes, that's the one that we just took a look at.
Okay. All right, let me see if I can do a quick scan of some of the other messages to see the ones that are related. This one says, "Hi, Mr. Malcolm and Ms. Walker. Thanks for your assistance for the F4 category. I will be leaving next week. Thanks a million."
All right, good. Sounds like somebody was helped by the program, so we're always grateful to hear from people who we can reach there this evening. So congrats, all the best, and make good use of the opportunity.
Another question. Good afternoon. How are you doing? I married a USA citizen today. No, USA citizen. He died. I think this is another message that we have seen before. I now need a copy of the death certificate, but the daughter refuses to get me a copy. She has the power of attorney. What can I do?
If somebody gives a power of attorney, that power of attorney dies when the person dies. So the wife should reach out to the state in which her husband died, the Bureau of Vital Statistics, and get a copy of the death certificate.
Well, the message went on to say, sorry, the message.
Unfortunately, we see these dynamics play out with second families and stepchildren and step parents not getting along, and one partner dying, the children trying to manipulate the situation. But the wife is the wife. She's a legal wife. She needs to get a copy of the death certificate. And I would suggest to her to get an attorney in whatever jurisdiction her husband died to also see if she's entitled to any inheritance. We don't know. Some people believe if they hold back the death certificate and they can't do anything. But she's the legal wife. He needs to get the Bureau of Vital Statistics or get an attorney in the jurisdiction in which her husband died. To see whether or not she's entitled to any inheritance. And certainly, as you said, that if the death was within the last 2 years, she will be able to self-petition for a green card if she's not. If she doesn't.
Okay. And let's see. I'm not seeing the other message. Actually, it was going on to say I needed to send it to the USCIS office. But
so
mm-hmm.
She needs to do what we just told her.
Okay.
She needs to do what we just told her. And then reach out to the Bureau of Vital Statistics herself or get a lawyer to assist her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we have covered those who have queried. So
if you'll permit me, I'll give out my information. If anyone wants to reach me for a consultation in Jamaica, it's 876-969-966. It's 969-966 or 925-0949. 925-0949. And a reminder that we're now at 16 Knutsford Boulevard, 9th floor, by appointment only. Simply Kingston, 16 Knutsford Boulevard, 9th floor. In the U.S., my number is 954-963-8555. That's 954-963-8555. And we practice immigration law anywhere in the United States. Thanks again, Dervan.
Thank you. Same here.
All right.
You too. Bye bye. And that's it for this. Oh, well, let's close out this week's edition of Your Legal Corner with U.S. immigration attorney Delia Walker Huntington.
You've just listened to Your Legal Corner, your source of information for all matters regarding U.S. immigration. Join us next Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner during both sides of the story, right here on Power 106 FM. At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106 FM. Record your expenses. The first step to start saving money is figuring out how much you spend. Keep track of all your expenses. That means every coffee, household item, and cash tip, as well as regular monthly bills. Record your expenses however it's easiest for you. A pencil and paper, a simple spreadsheet, or a free online spending tracker or app. Once you have your data, organize the numbers by categories such as gas, groceries, and mortgage, and total each amount. Use your credit card and bank statements to make sure you've included everything.
We always need to hear both sides of the story.
More messages have come in, and we'll share a couple of them with you. This one says this is the same government who muzzled the parliament, threatened the muzzled social media, attacked the IC, put a gag order on mainstream radio in Jamaica. How can these guys be trusted? Sir Malcolm, is the government really running the affairs of the country, or is it the PSOJ running the show and the government is just a puppet? And more of the same. We're in a dictatorship mode in Jamaica, and the people have to take things in their own hands. And the other one we read already. So we will move on. This one says, Dervan, the meteorological center is where media houses would call to get the updates about the weather. Yes, I'm aware of that, especially when there is a hurricane. Why are you why are you called the minister who has no ideas about science? Durban, this government is ridiculous. The gentleman leaves a certain radio station and okay. All right. Let's see. Franklin McDonald. Got a link from him. We'll take a look at the link as soon as we get the opportunity to do so, Mr. McDonald. And we're going to leave it there for now. We need to did we take the break? Yes, we did. So let's continue with more on your program, both sides of.
And then come the UN. And but they're useless, really. Look at history, recent history, the 90s. the 80s. Where have they succeeded? Where? Nowhere. And they talk about equality. They love that word. They love the word. Anybody who should love that word is always a hidden agenda. Equality, but they are not. There's no equality in the UN building, is there? None. There's no equality between the nations of the earth. None. Yeah, so what they are here to give equality. Of course, they only give equality to women. I suppose they give equality to women by causing men to have wombs. That's how they feel equal. It's madness. You know, like them. So yeah, I'm Mr. Zulu. I'm not happy. I'm afraid. Yeah. So that's my story, Mr. Malcolm.
All right. Thanks for the call.
All right.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. I am fine, thanks. And you?
And when you look at how Trinidad treats Venezuela, because I think that could have worked out much better. And as my great father used to say, the African, we should treat them much better, because I am not saying that we will know our door and the people who are running pharmacy. But when you look at the production in our country, when I remember when we used to export 200, 300 tons of chocolate, and all of that has gone. And I think that these are some of the areas which we should look to rejuvenate the economy. And I think that we should see how we could use some of the Asian, what skills they have, and what the people we could utilize them. We know that it would be a serious, because the Asians we spoke French. And don't have money. You people like you speak French in this country. But these are challenges that as human people face. And the Trinidadians don't take a lot of time. But the facilitate the Venezuelans. And the only reason, when you look at matters, you wonder if it's not raising them, why we treat them Asians the way we treat them. And it's only one lady who is a who I hear take on. Two ladies who take him out for them. And we have a government that cares nothing about them. And when we look back and how we were upset when the British were deporting Jamaicans back to Jamaica, and there was no price to people have. And there is a serious crisis in Haiti. And as a country, we should look and say, why is our neighbor? And when you look same way we treat one of our good neighbor, you know, how we treat Cuba. Cuba is just a minority. And there is a metrical system. No, don't tell me we should find some engineer who is working in the area, electrical work, and for them, if we put them in 10 people to Cuba to help with the electrical system, I would be very proud because the Cubans don't so much for us. Type of government, nothing different, nothing different. Because from day one, I was not, I said the officer friend is already there for one, the individual with it. And I was about one of the support of this friend. But I really surprised as a Jamaican, not Jamaican and another race. I just think that we have to treat our people when they're in problem. I hear on the radio one Jamaican called tell Simon that the Asian is eating. You know, and I said, why?
But it doesn't serve you well when you put it forward that way. When you repeat information, it becomes acceptable in a lot of instances, if not all instances. And others run with it because they hear you with it. That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. To tell a lie, you must know the truth.
Whether you fight, whatever you are, I am saying you are in human being. So it's not just African males and African females having been an African. I you know what way I want to make life a little easier for them. That is what I want to see. You know, the other thing I get is but and I have always there is a gentleman who documents all the work of government and government. And he wants to live so and all the could we sit down with that thing and the person that life or some of our so that people can work and work so you know that you don't want to do it, you don't really do the way. Because my life is a part of my life. People could do it down here. So that people want to do that. But what they put it just that is still that's the way I'm over culture. I don't want to do it. And it's just about my own time. I've heard that when they were the real and when they become Batman and when they become and some of our kids I would rather clear rather than Batman is Batman and you know but then come up I know you know this where we started this you know first some of our kids young you know who started training on and of the musical I know about the world
That's something we have been talking about for years, actually, from the days of Tony Ling and others.
we are our culture and I'm glad that I am of all of them. I just say, oh, you are over. It was so the candidate and was that. And all the stuff about the project and our culture. And we just, you know,
Colin Bell.
we don't want to culture in life, but we want them to know what culture we are the people. I don't want our country and the product, the one product, the one. Then we need to work on our starting and no wrong. We have to work starting.
That's mostly stressing.
And some of us is not because, you know, people I know about, but I would say, when you think that was you, anytime that was, there must be no that right? It's such a person while you go for the form of the you know,
Mm-hmm.
because no, I like it. I know the one that I would say every couple of times without dollar, no problem. But I go more, so much the back market, and I love it. Love it. So, you want to the edge of the because they need to know where we are from. And they said, if you don't know where you're from, or if you don't know, you really not know where are they, and then you will never know where you are before.
You too. Thank you for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. We're taking another call. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. Welcome.
So Malcolm,
Yeah, looks like we have a couple of callers holding the lines. But you're on. Yes, you are on. You're on. Mm-hmm.
thanks. Good afternoon. I just see such person, but I don't wish it turn.
Hold on. If you're gonna stay on the line, you have to please be quiet. Okay, go ahead now, please. Yes. We hear you loud and clear. Mm-hmm. No, there's nothing to lie about there. Hold a moment, please. We need to take a break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:31 on Power 106.
Taxpayers. Select tax offices will be open this month and Saturday for your convenience. Conduct motor vehicle transactions, pay property tax or traffic tickets, renew your driver's license, or drop off the relevant documents at any of the following locations: St. Andrew, St. Anne's Bay, Montego Bay, Mandeville, or Savannah Lamar from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Portmore office remains open on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit www.jamaicatax.gov.jm or call 888-TAX-HELP for details. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM. We're still taking your calls and your messages. Let's see who's next. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm. Good evening.
Oh, the person who's on hold. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm. I am calling about this Scotia ATM machines.
Hold it there, please. Somebody else is ahead of you. Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the caller now. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With that big demonstration that was going on down in Hanover, right and forth there. You know, I am very disappointed based on how they treat a lot of the tourism workers. And I've been talking about this for about 20 years. I've been talking about it. And this is my belief. Even though, based on what I heard, this was more about the general manager and the treatment that the workers. But I've been talking about this for over 20 years. I do believe, sir, that if our hotels are collecting US dollars, that's what they collected from the guests, I believe that they should pay the workers in US dollars. And I believe that's something that the government should do.
And that might have implications for the country itself, though. But go ahead.
No, I don't believe that it should have implication because there's a lot of the tourism countries that I travel to use currency. They use their national currency and the US dollar. I don't think there's any implication, and it works out better. They get more foreign exchange within the country. Because when a person can come and just spend their US without going to the bank, the country gets more foreign exchange within the country. And most of what we buy from overseas, we buy in US dollars. So I don't see why they can't pay these workers with US.
Well, we will see.
Yeah. And a lot of these guys that they are taking from overseas to be managers in our hotels, they need to have some respect and manners for Jamaica. And a lot of people want to take Jamaican people for some stupid. We are not stupid. And when they come here, they need to respect our people. Because I heard that general manager was very out of order. You know? And the workers, they need to report these people and they report them back at the same time. When Jamaicans go anywhere, if they do anything, they either go to jail or they deport them. That I know they do to them. And this guy can come here and deal with the workers like that. Very, very out of order. And I'm very upset about it. And some of the countries that they are coming from is not better than this. Very upset about it. Anyway, Mr. Malcolm, thank you very much, sir, for taking my call.
Thank you for making the call. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, is the other gentleman there? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes, thanks for holding. Go ahead, please.
Good evening. Yes, sir. Good evening to you again. I call you about these ATM machines, these Scotia ones, from the Scotia banks lease out these machines to the security companies. We are not getting any proper servicing from them. We're not getting the use, especially the one in my region at the anchovy stand here. About 2 to 3 months now, this machine will work. And we keep a meeting 2 months ago. We've that do the same day loan. We want to open 600 of these ATMs machines. And I am just asking these security companies who have these Scotia machines only occupying the space and it is not serving the people. Just excuse yourself that we can get the space to put up some private ATM because we want to galvanize at least 600 over the 14 parishes. That we're going cashless, Mr. Malcolm. 80% will be cashless. And a lot of these ATM machines, especially Scotia ones, not working, not serving the people. I can tell you, this one in Anchovy is over 3 months. I am sick and tired of seeing people live up in the hills and come and can't get the use of the machine and can't go home back after giving them fear, Mr. Malcolm.
And the Bank of Jamaica is aware of this?
I don't know because it seems like they lease it out to the security companies them. I talked to Scotia once upon a time, and they are saying to me that it's not them no more, is the security company. So I don't know what is going on. So if them can just excuse themselves with the space that they are occupying, and we can get it to put up the private ones and that we are going to put up, it will be good. Because we have to pay attention, Mr. Malcolm, to memory, time, and space.
So who's going to man the machines?
To that.
Who's going to man the machines?
Sir?
Who is going to man the machines?
These private ones?
Yes.
We're going to have people who does that, man. We have capable people who are going to deal with that. It's the same thing, loan people that I'm going to deal with it, I went to the meeting, because once we go into cashless, we going to have to, put up more of these machines for people to get the use of them. Right? And these machines occupy space and not serving the people. It makes no sense. Who is in charge? Who is in charge of these social machines, especially the one in this region, Anchovy?
The leadership of the entities which own or have leased the machines.
Come on, man. These guys need to do better, man. Why you take up the responsibility and you're not carrying out the work? It makes no sense. You're not saying nothing to the people who these machines serve. A lot of time, especially on weekends when we get really good dividends, you go to these machines, they're out of service. Right? I don't understand it, Mr. Malcolm. They need to do better, man. Mr. Malcolm, thanks for listening to me, sir.
Thanks for the call. Take care.
Yes.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still taking your calls on 876-922-411-225. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon to you too. Mm-hmm. That's the idea. Mm-hmm.
And we need to honestly look at what we are doing and say we need a new income stream. We need to create a new income stream. And I think the agriculture sector is the way to go. Now, the normal crop that we would use is the banana and all that. That is not good.
Hello?
That have been mistreated. And out of this 160 that has been identified, Jamaica has 18 of them locally. And these are the ones that have been established through their botanical name. But even the Dutch ones, the police mark and these other plants, it are very powerful in the nutraceutical world. Now, Growich has been the scientific name, they call it Urtica yoga. And it's another name for it is stinging nettle. The encyclopedia of plants tell you that this is one of the most nutritious plants on earth. And this plant can treat almost any ailment. Cancer, arthritis, diabetes, you name it. So I'm urging now that Jamaica, we need to seriously look at these 80 plants that we have and others that have not been listed. on the World Encyclopedia. We have an powerful plant named King of the Forest. Anything to do with skin fungus, ring worm, dances, any of these skin ailments, King of the Forest story. So we need the Scientific Research Council, the Ministry of Agriculture must come together and start to create, and the Ministry of Health, we're going to create a line of nutraceuticals. We have a great doctor there, I think his name is West, Dr. West. He did a lot of work with the ganja.
Dr. Manley West.
Manley West, thank you, thank you. And he went as far as that little thing that grew on the light wire, the ball moss. The ball moss is great for people with prostate cancer. So we need to know the nutraceutical industry is a $600 billion industry, US dollar. And just waiting for us to tap in and create that new income stream that Jamaica can benefit from it. When you look at the different plants and herbs and bushes that we have that has great value. Guinean weed, any cancer, yeah, and our source of seed that is known as anamo in other countries. They say it is 1,000 times more effective than chemotherapy. And this is scientific rigor that has been conducted and has been published in many medical journals worldwide. So that is 1,000 times more effective than chemotherapy, and those give you the side effects of chemotherapy. So we are seriously, well, when I said we want to party, we have a third party that we have put together in Jamaica Unity Alliance. And we are going to call a conference, all the herbalists them in Jamaica, that we can get out the plants, what they are good for, and ensure that we can have a meeting with the Ministry of Health, Agriculture, and the Scientific Research Council that we can ensure that we create this new income stream that Jamaica can benefit from it. There's 160 and we have 80 of the indigenous plants. We are more than halfway there prepared to dominate that nutraceutical industry. And the great thing with these herbs, they carry no side effects.
One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:46 on Power 106.
Morning Agenda continues the tradition of providing a unique platform for healthy public debate. Weekdays from 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Corey on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Kemwarth and Kenrod on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays, as they set the agenda and break down the issues and keep you informed on what matters to you most. Morning Agenda, speaking with the stakeholders, movers and shakers of our day, serving listeners in Jamaica and around the world. Stay tuned to the Morning Agenda on Power 106 FM, weekdays 7:15 to 9 a.m., where we set the agenda.
Optical Smart has a wide range of optical supplies to suit your needs, including progressive lenses. They provide top-of-the-line eye resolutions at affordable prices with an in-house ophthalmologist. Open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and Saturday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Optical Smart. Call 876-667-5104.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. A couple messages that have come in since the last time we checked. Sir Malcolm, one can only understand the politics of a country when they understand their history. Most Jamaicans don't read, and so they will never understand Kamala, Trump, Obama, Clinton's, and Biden. Jamaicans are too reactive and seem to accept by color. Obama tried to force the black man to vote for Kamala because she is black, and we saw the wrath of the blacks against him over the past weeks. Patrick, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us, Patrick. This one says Sir Malcolm, Trump is not a madman in planning to deport all illegal refugees, but he will restore order at the border and see the deportation of the people who are illegal in the country. This narrative has been preached by Kamala and a few Jamaican Trump haters. He is after the gangs and especially the MS-13 from Mexico and Venezuela. Trump will win the election. Kamala has been telling the blacks, Hispanic, Spanish, Muslims, especially in Michigan, who have found out and this one saying Obama didn't do anything for the blacks during his 8 years, and now he wants the blacks to endorse a person who they can't be identified with, and worse because she is black. The blacks did give it to Obama and booed him at a few rallies. Oh dear. And the last of a thread of messages here for the time being. This one says Trenchtown has been the leading Airbnb in Jamaica, and that's usually in reference to transport, bed, and breakfast. Airbnb. So Trenchtown has been the leading Airbnb in Jamaica, and hundreds of tourists come into the area per month. It's just that the MP and the tourist board are not tracking these visits. If the tourist board and the MP need to keep track of the number of tourists who come into Trenchtown, they could start at Culture Yard, Bob Marley Museum, on First Street. The MP, Mark Golding, should lobby to use the Tourism Enhancement Fund to improve the area. And this is from Patrick Howell. Thank you for your message, Patrick. I think Steve has been trying to get a hold of us as well. Steve McDonald out of Toronto, Canada. Cuban in Georgia says the people who work for the tourism industry are being paid 14,000 Jamaican every fortnight. This is more than slavery committed upon the workers by a foreign investor. It's a disgrace. What the management of, it's a disgrace. What the management, something is missing. This is the kind of treatment the Black African population have been subjected to. Okay. Well, trust you'd be you'd feel a great sense of liberation having come through what you have come through. These are just some of the messages. Let's see if we can clear the others. 876-922-4112-5. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, And this one says, yeah, Mr. Malcolm, the youth them need righteousness. Bless up. Okay. Thank you for your thoughts. So we have just a few minutes to go. Feel free to put in another call or two, or another messages or two. Another message or two. So the numbers to call, if you have forgotten, it's 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. Let's do that again. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. And the regular call-in numbers are 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. Barry says, I thought it was illegal to pay below the minimum wage. That's another message coming through here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. As we continue with more. And as we said, we still have maybe an opportunity or two for you to get in a call or two before we have to wrap this afternoon's edition of both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. So that we can give you that opportunity if it presents itself. But the numbers to call, once again, 876-922-4112 to 5. Here comes Steve McDonald out of Toronto, Canada. Good afternoon, Mr. McDonald. You've finally done it.
Boy, I made it the last week.
As long as you don't give it.
Yeah. Oh boy. As a Westmoreland, I want to have to take. But anyway, real quick, I know I don't have much time. Good afternoon to your listeners. Good afternoon to the wonderful people of Westmoreland, Lennox, Biggles, in Charleston, and my managed family. Just want to today we laid to rest stalwart from the Westmoreland community. Mrs. Smith that used to run the Shell gas station back in the days. So I just want to send special shout out to her family. In addition to Dervan, I saw the Montego Bay police saying that they're not issuing any more permits to a particular artist because he did a song that said to drive down policemen or something like that. And I'm saying that that same stand should be taken against all artists who sing about killing people. So if the Montego Bay police can do that, and asking that the Jamaica Constabulary Force take the same stand and don't issue that. Yes, they weren't issuing any more permits to any bands or anything, any parties that had that artist on there. So I'm requesting kindly that the entire police force take the same stance against any artist that sings about killing. Dervan, I realize that we're up on time. Wanted to touch real quick the discussion about national icon and national hero, but I'll leave that for another day. And we need to talk, Dervan. You owe me a call otherwise.
All right.
All right. You have a good one and all the best for the evening and to your listeners. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. Can we thank you once again for the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Thursday, the 24th of October, 2024. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now 5 o'clock. News comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.
Good afternoon. I am Datran Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines today, Thursday, October 24, 2024. Opposition leader Mark Golding moves past Prime Minister Andrew Holness in favorability rating, according to latest Don Anderson poll. Health Minister forced to defend his minister's oversight of the Bustamante Hospital for Children following postponement of surgery. Acting Director of Public Prosecutions, Claudette Thompson, has been granted an extension of 6 months